And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We got a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to twitch.tv/takesbyfans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. So, however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered in multiple ways. Alrighty, today's a big old Sunday, folks. The week of training camp is about to begin and the floodgates are about to open in the NFL. So today we're going to kind of do a lot of our training camp narratives. We're going to try and do, probably won't finish them up today, but probably the NFC South. Or no. We did the NFC South and NFC East. We got to do the NFC North, probably the AFC South, and probably the AFC East. And maybe we'll save the last two divisions for tomorrow's show. So that's what we're going to do today on the show, and we'll see. I don't think we'll get to a team in our kind of team refresher, but if we get to that, we will do a team refresher today on the show as well. But let's just jump right into it with the stories of the day. And the first one, man, a little surprising. I did not see this one coming, but the Bears are trading their wide receiver Anthony Miller to the Texans. Now, real interesting. I didn't really think the Bears had that much wide receiver depth to really start trading these players. Anthony Miller was kind of their second best option. Obviously, we know their number one option is Allen Robinson. That's their hands down, clear cut, best wide receiver that they have. We love that he made Mitch Trubisky work, and we love that he's 6'2", and we love that he's catching. Do I have his stats up? I do have his stats up. What's his catch percentage last season? 64%, not bad. But he broke. Oh no, this is Anthony Miller. I was like, that seemed a little low for Allen Robinson. I thought it was like low 70s. Let's get that up real quickly. Here we go. No, I don't want NFL.com stats. I want Pro Football Reference stats. Here we go. This is what we're talking about. 67% catch percentage. See, I thought that was a little low. And he had 1,250 yards, which, once again, is exactly what we're looking for. And he's 6'2". So, hands down, Allen Robinson is definitely their clear-cut number one wide receiver out there. But then when we're looking at kind of their second and third and fourth options like that, we get Darnell Mooney as now their second option. He had 631 yards last season, but once again, only 5'11". So, they don't have that much real tall talent. And Allen Robinson wasn't tall either. He usually just plays in the slot. Or Anthony Miller. He only plays in the slot, so 485 yards. He only started 6 games. But once again, it's just they don't have these familiar. Anthony Miller was with them last season, so now they're going to have to kind of bring in a free agent wide receiver, somebody that doesn't, know the schemes, know the system. But, I mean, as long as you get him in with Justin Fields to have him practicing right off the rip, hopefully that can work out for the Bears, because their offense truly is a little underwhelming. When we look at all the other rosters, their stacked rosters, the Cowboys absolute stacked roster and all that, the Colts absolutely stacked roster. When we look at this Bears team, they got David Montgomery as a running back. I mean, maybe top 20 running back in this league. Allen Robinson, he's real solid, but I mean, we're talking about back end top 10, which, is still good. It's still top 10, but it's back end top 10. And then Darnell Mooney, not even in the top 20. Damiere Byrd, not even in the top 20. Marquise Goodwin, not even in the top 20. So this Bears team is definitely going to have to do something really the first couple of days of training camp to sign one of these available free agents. I mean, we just kind of went over the wide receivers the other day on the show of who's really available, and the Bears can definitely use a wide receiver like Kenny Stills, get that nice speed out on the other side, a Golden Tate. Larry Fitzgerald probably isn't the best fit for this Bears team. Like we said, just Larry Fitzgerald, he doesn't have it anymore. Unfortunately, he can't be like a tier 1, the number 1 option on a team, and I don't really think he's a good number 2 option on a team anymore. Number 3, yes. Number 4, absolutely. But I can't have this man as like a number 1 or number 2 on a team. So Golden Tate, Kenny Stills, real solid, viable options for the Bears. They really need to get somebody. Maybe they get Danny Amendola, put him in the slot here. Since they're losing a slot piece, go get a slot piece. That could work. Alshon Jeffrey, I think, is another real solid fit. Josh Gordon, we absolutely love it, but we think he's going to go to the Saints. We believe that's the best fit for him. But yeah, once again, I mean, there are some solid names out here that this Bears team should probably go after because, yes, we like Justin Fields, but their overall receiving core is truly underwhelming. But let's go into this trade to see what has happened and what they got and what all happened. So here we go. The Chicago Bears are trading receiver Anthony Miller to the Texans. And the Bears exchanged a late round pick swap for the former second round wideout. So that is interesting. They basically just pick swapped and then gave it to him. Is that all they got? Interesting. The Chicago Bears are trading receiver Anthony Miller to the Texans. NFL Network's insider Ian Rappaport and NFL Network's Mike Garafolo reported via informed sources. Rappaport added that the Bears exchanged a late-round pick swap for the former second-round wideout Miller, 26. He has been involved in trade rumors dating back to April. So the Bears didn't really get anything out of it. So I would really assume that the Bears really had their eyes set on another piece somewhere. Whether, they're going to trade with another team, whether it's going to be one of those free agent wide receivers that we just said. But, man, oh, man, the Bears are going to have to do something because, like I said, this wide receiver core is just not great. I don't even know if it's good, folks, honestly. I like Allen Robinson. I've got no problem with that. But, once again, they're Darnell Mooney, Demir Beard, Demir Byard. I know I'm pronouncing it wrong, I'm sure. Marquise Goodwin, Javen Wims, Riley Ridley. It's like, what are we doing out here? So, and then, Cole Kmet, solid. He got invited to Tight End University, so we can buy him up a little bit. David Montgomery, did he even rush for 1,000 yards last season? He did, 1,070. I'll give him credit for that. So, we'll see what the Bears offense can do this season, but it's going to be tough, man. We'll see what they do in training camp. But, this is, once again, going back to Justin Fields being the Week 1 starter, folks. He is hands down the Week 1 starter, folks. How unfortunate that DraftKings took that bet off. We can't bet this anymore. I don't think it's come back up. Let me quickly take a little check here. Haven't really checked DraftKings in a while because of no NBA basketball to bet on, unfortunately. But let's see. Did the NFL put those back up? And they did not. So Justin Fields to be the Week 1 starter. Let me see. Can we get that action anywhere else? Let's see. Bleacher Report betting, they got anything? Come on. Here we go. Action Network. Yes. I think we can bet on this. What do we got? Week 1 starter. Justin Fields. Oh, the odds come down, folks. The odds have come down. There it is. Bingo, bango. Odds of May 25th. Hey, May 25th. January, February, March, April, May, June, July. No. That's way out of date. Darn. See, folks, I mean, we know they kind of took it off, and it seems like nobody's offering these odds anymore. How unfortunate. Man, oh man, they started at plus 200 and went up to plus 300, folks. I mean, we locked it in at plus 300. That's what we're talking about. But it does not seem like anywhere is offering up that action. So, well, let's go to FanDuel. Let's get their sportsbook up. Let's see if they have it up. We don't use FanDuel. It's not that I don't like using FanDuel. It's just I like DraftKings a little bit more, a little bit better. So let's see what we can do here in the NFL. We got there, because I'll bet with FanDuel if we can get, Justin Fields to be the Week 1 starter again. We'll keep cashing in on that. No problem. Season specials. What do we got? Going 17-0, Coach of the Year. Yes, player props. Let's see. Regular season MVP. Coach of the Year. Comeback Player of the Year. Total passing yards. No. Week 1 starter. That's what we're looking for. And it does not seem like that they have it either. So, yeah. Unfortunate. Truly unfortunate. Hey, if you missed it, I don't know what to tell y'all. We gave you plenty of time, plenty of heads up that it could be stripped away from us like that. So hopefully y'all took advantage. Hopefully. I'm just trying to make y'all some money out there, folks. I'm just trying to make y'all some money. We all just want some money. We're trying to make it. But let's get back to this. Here we go. Darnell Mooney, one of the Bears wide receiver, on Justin Fields. Quote, the very first one he threw to me, I was smiling mid-route, folks. I mean, Jays, he's like, damn. Oh, my goodness. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see what Darnell Mooney was doing with Mitch Trubisky. What was his stats with Mitch Trubisky at the helm? Let's get that up. Come on. There we go. Bingo. Alrighty. Last season, 62% catch percentage, 631 yards, 4 touchdowns. Not the greatest. Solid work out there. Like we said, for a number 3 wide receiver out there, not doing bad. So overall, these wide receivers are just more comfortable with Justin Fields. They love what Justin Fields brings, the accuracy, how he's throwing the ball and where he's placing the ball for these wide receivers, just to be smiling mid-route because they know the pass is that clean. Yes, sir. Justin Fields will be the week 1 starter, folks. And when we get to the Bears, are we going to get to the Bears today? We are going to get to the Bears in our kind of training camp narratives. It's going to be the only thing that we need to watch for at Bears in training camp is Justin Fields. That is it. How quickly does he become the week 1 starter? It's probably going to be the second week. Probably. I'm not trusting Andy Dalton. So every receiver is on Justin Fields. Matt Nagy, do or die year. Must win out of the gate and set the tempo strong. Go out there with Justin Fields. Make sure he's ready week 1. But you got 2 months to do that. I'm sure they will do that. Justin Fields, week 1 starter. No question, folks. No question. If you can find the action somewhere, if one of your kind of, sports book, your bookie that you go to personally, if they still offer who is the week 1 starter, gobble it up, folks. Do not lose that value again. Get it. Alrighty, moving on here. Quarterbacks are reporting today in Houston, and Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson is expected to be among them. He's showing up for testing to begin entry into training camp. However, Watson's stance about the organization and desires to be traded still remains unchanged. So we haven't really heard from Deshaun Watson in like the last month, which is probably a good thing for his sake because he needs a little bit of a kind of, a step back from the media and all the stories and all the kind of allegations being thrown against him. So Deshaun Watson, he's gonna be playing until he's told he can't play, whether that's by the commissioner, whether that's by the team, whether that's by a judge, whoever it is, whoever's handing out, hey, you can't play this season. Deshaun Watson is gonna try to play as long as he can. He's still upset and frustrated with this Texans organization, and he's still gonna try and get the trade. Like we said that, like we know he does not want to play in Houston anymore, but we don't see Houston really trading him. I mean, this man is a great generational talent, folks. I mean, running, passing, an elite dual threat. The man can sling the ball around. The man really could be as good as Patrick Mahomes. It's just unfortunately the Texans organization from the front office is just an absolute dumpster fire. So Deshaun Watson still wants to get traded, but he's going to show up for training camp starting today to get the clearance in. Watson was facing a mandatory $50,000 fine for every day he missed, and he ain't going to be losing that money because you can't be losing money when you got to pay for your lawyers. You cannot be losing unnecessary amounts of money out there. So Deshaun Watson's going to be showing up for training camp, folks, and we'll see how he's looking, how he's rocking. They just got Anthony Miller, so we'll see if Deshaun Watson kind of, gets that going along. Let's see what their new head coach can do. But Deshaun Watson is going to show up, folks, so we'll see how he does. All right, and then the last story to talk about here for today is just look at this, folks. Once again, we are loving what we're seeing out of Dallas training camp already, folks. Everything we've been seeing is just very, very great stuff out here. I was going to say A1, Tier 1 stuff, but I'm not going to go that far. It's just very, very good stuff. So this time we get CeeDee Lamb working on the corner right here, and just look at this. Look at that full extension. That kind of, the ball looked to be a little bit inaccurate, a little bit more towards the sideline than it needed to be, but CeeDee Lamb going into year 2 making an exceptional catch out here. Just look at that kind of diving for the ball. Look at it right there, that clean cut, and then just a dive all the way to the sideline. Not really sure who threw the ball right here. I'm assuming it's Dak Prescott. He is out of frame. A little inaccurate, a tad inaccurate, but hey, putting the ball where only the receiver can get it, we can definitely get behind that as well. So CeeDee Lamb putting in that work. We're kind of assuming Dak Prescott's putting in that work, throwing the football too, and we give him credit for, hey, it was caught, so we'll give him credit for it. But that's what they're doing out here in Dallas, folks. I mean, we got the Hard Knocks camera crew. They captured it perfectly. They're right here, folks. If you didn't see it, he's got the shirt on, the Hard Knocks crew. Look at that. Yes, sir. That man's filming this play. So maybe we'll see this play. And maybe we'll see Dak Prescott throw this ball. And maybe we'll see it from a better angle where it's like, damn, that's actually a really great pass. But CeeDee Lamb, watch out for what this man's going to do year 2. Did he have 1,000 yards year 1? It's a little hard being the number 2 while also kind of having Amari Cooper on your other end. But CeeDee Lamb last season, 935 yards, so freaking close to that 1,000-yard mark. And he also had 66% catch percentage, which isn't terrible. It's not great. It's not terrible. It's a little average-ish. So CeeDee Lamb truly getting it done, and watch out for this man year 2 because it's like we said, we love this Dallas offense. They've got the pieces everywhere. Dak Prescott's going to be fine. We need Ezekiel Elliott to return to primetime form, and now we're going to have an elite running game with an exceptionally elite passing game as well. All right, so those are all the stories that we needed to cover for today. Real kind of short. We know this. It's the weekend. This is the last real weekend before we're in the kind of floodgates of training camp. So hopefully we get more stories that are breaking consistently throughout the week. People go home on the weekends. Nobody works on the weekends, so no stories come out on the weekends. But that's fine. We're not tripping over here because we have to get some things in anyway. So let's kind of head over to writing down our narratives before training camp starts. These narratives that we can track, just kind of what do we want to see in training camp that we can really start to buy into as the season begins. What teams can we start rooting for and betting on early in the season? What teams do we want to kind of wait a couple of weeks and kind of figure it out because they weren't truly showing us what we needed to see in training camp? So that's what we're doing. We've done the NFC West, the NFC South, the NFC East, and now we've got to do the NFC North and try to get some of these AFC teams out as well. We got till Tuesday. Tuesday's the big day. We've already had the Steelers, Steelers, Cowboys, and Bucks. Steelers, Cowboys, and Bucks. They already started theirs this week, this Wednesday, Thursday. But like I said, the majority of the teams start on Tuesday, Wednesday. So let's go over the NFC North and start kind of writing down what we want to see, what our narratives are going to be for watching these NFC North teams. So let me insert a text box here so we can write them all down so we can track them. So here we go. We're going to start with the Packers here in the NFC North. Ooh, boy, the Packers. Alrighty. Well, obviously, the main narrative is, does Aaron Rodgers show up? And when. Alrighty. So we know Aaron Rodgers. We just talked about him yesterday. The kind of last dance picture. Devontae Adams is on a contract here. And Aaron Rodgers just doesn't want to be there anymore. We know this. But, so they both tweeted that kind of last dance picture, which kind of tells us that they're going to be in training camp. Now, when does Aaron Rodgers show up? If he shows up day one, we love it. I mean, he's there to work. He's there to get better. And he's ready to progress, at least for this year. year. But if he shows up maybe a week late, 2 weeks late, yes, he's still going to be there, and yes, he's still going to be the starter. As long as Aaron Rodgers is there before the first game, you're going to play him. It's just what you have to do. He's a little, frustrating as a teammate, but he's an exceptional talent. Nobody's doubting that. But if he shows up a little bit later, not on that first day, it's still going to kind of poison the locker room a little bit. So, when Aaron Rodgers matters kind of truly, just for the overall chemistry of the locker room and the relationship between the coaching staff and the quarterback. So, does Aaron Rodgers show up, and when? Hopefully it's sooner rather than later. And then if and when he shows up, if and when Aaron Rodgers shows up, how is the overall chemistry of the team? Because obviously Matt LaFleur is just going to be, he's going to be at least a little disgruntled. Aaron Rodgers has been on this kind of, publicity tour the entire offseason, kind of pointing out what is wrong with every single person, every single coaching member, staff in the front office, pointing out what they're doing wrong. So obviously nobody likes to be told that they're doing wrong. Nobody wants their kind of dirty laundry aired for everybody to see. Aaron Rodgers went on Jeopardy and took a jab at, the head coach, Matt LaFleur. So it's just, how is the overall chemistry of the team looking? Is Aaron Rodgers truly still poisoning the team, or is he at least kind of putting a smile on his face when he's there and getting it done? So Aaron Rodgers is truly the only thing that's holding this Packers team back. They have elite talent all over the field, folks. When we look at their offense and defense, it's absolutely really, really gosh dang good, folks. This is why we don't truly understand what, Aaron Rodgers really wants from this team, unfortunately, because he doesn't say anything. But this depth chart, Aaron Jones, what an A1 tier 1 running back right there. I'd put him in top 5 running backs, absolutely. AJ Dillon's also a solid number 2, so running back by committee, yes sir. The wide receivers, Devontae Adams, Allen Lazard, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, I'll take them, absolutely. Robert Tonyan as a tight end, absolutely. Is he 6'4", 6'5"? 6'5", oh yes, y'all know we love that. So they have a really star-studded offense. Defense, what are we looking like out here? You got Kevin King, who I think is really solid. Obviously, Jair Alexander. Adrian Amos isn't bad either at the safety. Preston Smith, not terrible either. So they've got a decent overall squad. It's just, how is Aaron Rodgers going to affect this team? He needs to obviously do more good than he does bad, more production offensively than just kind of, leaving a bad taste in everybody's mouth, as he's kind of consistently calling out everybody besides himself out here. So that's really the only narrative that we need to watch for, is Aaron Rodgers. Does he show up, and when? And when he shows up, how is the overall chemistry of the team? And I'm just going to throw this one out there. How does Matt LaFleur handle the offseason digs and maintain an overall, I don't want to put happy, an overall, I'm going to put happy for now. I don't want to put happy. I'll think of a different word. But how does Matt LaFleur handle the offseason digs and maintain an overall happy atmosphere? Because, like we said, Aaron Rodgers truly not being 100% happy. He knows he's really not going to be here next year. We were calling it his kind of fuck it season, where he's just going to be letting the ball fly loosey-goosey, no repercussions for him, because he's like, hey, I don't care about y'all. Hey, if we win a ring here, great, because I win a ring, but I'm not setting y'all up to win a ring next year. I'm just going to be letting this ball fly. I'm going to be airing this bitch out. Interceptions, I don't care. I'm doing what's best for me and my legacy, and that's to try to throw 7,000 yards a season. As in, if it's a bonus we win games, it's a bonus we win games for y'all. But I'm here for my legacy and my record. So, it's just going to be depending on how Aaron Rodgers handles this relationship going forward. If he's there, great, but he can also poison the team if he's there. So that's what we're going to be looking for with the Packers. Really just kind of homing in on Aaron Rodgers and his attitude. Alrighty, let's talk about the Bears now. What are we looking at with the Bears going into training camp? And y'all already know what we're going to be looking at here. Obviously, Justin Fields. How amazing is he looking? We're already loving everything we're hearing. We just heard from Darnell Mooney saying I was smiling mid-route the first time he threw me a pass. Absolutely love hearing that. So we Takes by Fans, we know Justin Fields is going to be the week 1 starter. It's just when is it going to be officially announced? So when does... See, we're not even going to do if. It's when does Justin Fields win the starting job? Not does he win the starting job? If he wins the starting job, it's when. It's when. Week 1, first day, second day. I would say after I see this man throw the ball one day, hey, you're the guy. Andy Dalton, goodbye. You're cut. We don't even need you anymore. I know, you've got this big dream of being a starting quarterback in this league, but sorry. Bad timing. He fell right into our lap. That's unfortunate. We tried to give it a chance, but it's just not going to work out. Sorry. Goodbye. So when does Justin Fields win the starting job? Matt Nagy. Let's, is he handling the stress of a do or die season? Well, what's the offense looking like? We know Matt Nagy is back to calling the plays here. So how is that looking during training camp? How's the offense looking? If Justin Fields, if he somehow isn't looking good, is Andy Dalton stepping up to the occasion, being that kind of above average game manager quarterback that we need him to be to at least try and win games? Because like we said, a do or die season for Matt Nagy. You've had multiple quarterbacks. You've struck out on every single one of them. Offensively, you've been striking out every single time. He gave up play calling duties last season, midway in the season, and now he's back at it. So once again, how is that consistency looking? That was kind of our one knock on Matt Nagy last season, not being consistent. Started with Mitch Trubisky like the first 3 games, and then he threw a pick, and then you pull him, and then you put in Nick Foles for a couple of games, and he's not translating to wins, and then you go back to Mitch Trubisky, and then you make the playoffs but get stomped in the first round. So we need Matt Nagy to handle the pressure and just handle this offense well. He finally has the quarterback that he likes, he approves of. He went out and drafted the man. So get him ready, get him right for week 1 because they have to come out swinging. Another narrative that I want to watch for, now that we know that they just traded away Anthony Miller, when do they go and get a free agent wide receiver? Do they get just another good playmaker? Because, yes, we like Allen Robinson, but everybody else is just real lackluster to us. So go out and get a Kenny Stills. Who was the other one? Kenny Stills or Golden Tate. Or maybe even Danny Amendola if they want to replace that slot weapon. But either Kenny Stills or Golden Tate, this Bears team needs kind of a solid wide receiver out there opposite of Allen Robinson that can go out and get good production for a young quarterback. We're talking about Justin Fields here. So you want to get kind of nice veteran, elite-ish. I mean, they're good. Kenny Stills is good. Obviously, he's not, an A1 tier 1, a top 10 wide receiver on a team, but he's definitely a very, 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 very good number 2. I mean, he's one of the best number 2 options that isn't kind of a true superstar. So, do the Bears go out and get a free agent wide receiver? Got to help out this offense. That's what this Bears team is going to truly rely on. Their defense last season was really solid. Let's see what we've got up here for their defense. We've got the overall stats last season. So let's see. We saw the Giants. We just kind of, looked at this the other day. The Giants defense was real solid, a top 10 defense overall in this league. The offense last season, not the greatest, but the defense was solid. And that's kind of what the Bears was like last season. The defense keeping them in all the games, and then the offense just kind of coming up a little short most of the time. But let's see what where this Bears defense ranked just overall. So here we go. The Chicago Bears, number 14th overall. So once again, still kind of top half in the league, still real solid, just outside the top 10 at number 14. But let's see, just kind of by the numbers, what they were looking at. They gave up 5,300 yards total, but the average was 57. So once again, that's very good. If you're above the average, below the average, absolutely great. Passing, they gave up 3,700 passing yards, and the average was 3,800, so once again, just slightly below that average mark. Rushing yards, they gave up 1,800, and the average was 1,900, so once again, very solid there. So yeah, I mean, it's still a solid, decent defense that was truly kind of, leading and being the benchmark for the Bears last season. Let's see where they fell offensively last season. They were putting up points, because that was one thing by Mitch Trubisky. He was putting up some points. He was moving the ball. And that's the knock on Nick Foles. That man was not putting up any single points when he was playing at the quarterback position last season. So this Bears team, number 23 offensively, folks. So their defense truly being, the best thing about them. And if their offense can just be even a little bit better than what they were last year, this defense is going to definitely kind of, up their game a little bit, because I think that's kind of what led the Bears to kind of lack of success down the stretch last season, was the defense putting in all this work and then the offense not kind of taking advantage of the great field position that the defense was forcing, or the turnovers for, once again, short field position that the defense was forcing, and the offense wasn't turning that into any meaningful points. So just at the end of the day, the Bears defense is like, man, oh man, why are we putting in all this great work if the offense isn't going to go out and win us this game? Because you have to put up points to win the game. So do the Bears go out and get a free agent wide receiver, help out the offense, which in turn helps out the defense? We're not really worried about this Bears defense. It's really going to come down to the offense. Matt Nagy, Justin Fields, how are they going to get it done? Because they need to make the playoffs this season, and they really kind of need to win a playoff game, honestly, for Matt Nagy's sake. So that's what we're going to be looking at for this Bears team coming up. Alrighty, next team in the NFC North, the Minnesota Vikings, folks. The team that is literally the only team that we never think about. When I hear about the Vikings, I'm like, y'all talking about like the savages? Like the people that like go on ships and like pillage everything? Like, when you tell me Vikings, I just don't think of the football team. This is the only football team that we just don't know about, folks. They've got stars. Don't get us wrong. If you tell me an offense that starts like this, Kirk Cousins, Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, and then Irv Smith at the tight end position, I'd be like, yeah, that's probably a real good team. But they're not. But they are absolutely not, folks. Defensively, they just picked up Patrick Peterson. Xavier Woods, I think, is real solid at the safety position. They got Anthony Barr and Eric Kendricks at the linebacker position. So, overall, the team is solid, but they're kind of trash. Did they go like 7-8 last season? What did they go last year? 7-9. So it's just absolutely trash. And it's just like, what are we focusing on the Vikings this year? What are we focusing on? Kirk Cousins, if he has a good season. Let me bring up Kirk Cousins stats, because they are sneaky good, folks. These Kirk Cousins stats are very sneaky good, and it kind of makes me a little angry that they're this solid. So here we go. Last season, 67% completion percentage. We love it. 4,200 yards. We love it. 35 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Folks, that's checking all of our boxes. 62 to 65% completion percentage. He's at 67. 4,000 plus yards. He's at 4,200. 2-to-1 touchdown and interception ratio. And this man is this close to 3-to-1 at 35 and 13. So, it's all great. We love it. But it results into 7-9. It's like, whoa, that's not how it's supposed to go. That's supposed to be a 10-6, 11-5, 12-4 season right there. That's 12-4 season stats right there, folks. Right there. But they go 7-9. His best season was 10-5. Look at this, folks. 2018, 70% completion percentage. The man threw 70%. That's amazing. That's so freaking great for an entire year, playing all 16 games. That's fantastic, folks. 4,200 yards. Once again, fantastic. 3-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. 30 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. But it's 8-7-1. Did they even make the playoffs this season? 2018. No, they didn't even make the playoffs. And that's a good year statistically, folks. Fantastic year statistically. Folks, get a load of this one. He threw for 4,900 yards in 2016. 4,900, folks, while throwing 67% completion percentage, while having 2-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio at 25-12. But they go 8-7-1. What did they do this year? This was in Washington. No playoffs. So it's like, what do we do here? What do we do with the Vikings? Okay, they all have great seasons. Dalvin Cook rushed for 1,000 yards last season. I think he ran for like 1,400. I think it was a real solid. It may even be 1,600. What do we got? 15. Oh my God, 1,557. Basically 1,600. And they still 8-7. What was the official record? 7-9. Excuse me. Even worse. So it's like, what are we doing out here with this Vikings team? I don't know. They're going to be trash. They're just going to be trash. They'll have great stats. Don't get us wrong. But they'll be trash. They won't make the playoffs. I don't get it. What teams did they beat last season? They beat any good teams? They lose to the Green Bay Packers, and they give up 43 points. Gosh dang, that defense is going to be trash, folks. This defense was absolutely trash. Mike Zimmer even called this defense trash. We'll see if Patrick Peterson helps out at all. I don't know. The man's aging up a little bit. We'll see. But man, oh man, folks, jeez. They lose against the Colts. They lose against the Titans. They beat the Texans. Congrats. The absolute garbage, pathetic Texans. Congratulations. They lose against Seattle. They lose against Atlanta. They beat Green Bay the second time around. All right, I'll give them credit for that. Solid game. They beat Detroit. Congratulations. You beat trash Detroit. They beat Chicago. Congratulations. You beat trash Mitch Trubisky. Congratulations. They lose against Dallas. Of course they would. They beat Carolina by 1 point. Congratulations. The Panthers overall, they just weren't that great of a team. We know they won 4 games. Jacksonville Jaguars, once again, congratulations. You beat a trash team. And then they lose against Tampa Bay. They lose against Chicago the second time around. They lose against the Saints. They gave up 52 points against the Saints. Gosh damn. And then they beat the Detroit Lions the last game of the season. So they just beat all the trash teams last season, folks. They just beat every single trash team last year. This Vikings team, it's nothing good, folks. I don't know what the hell it is. The defense definitely needs to step up. Let's see where this defense ranked last season. Jeez, it's gotta be almost worse. I would probably say it's gotta be number 32 defensively. Let's see. Vikings, just going, yeah, I mean, number 29 defensively. Jeez Louise, they gave up 6,200 yards. That's 500 more yards than the average. Jeez. Let's see where they were offensively. Offensively, the Vikings, what do we got? Hey, number 11, real solid, very close to top 10. I'll give them credit for that. So, but it's just like at the end of the day, is Kirk Cousins just always on trash defensive teams? Like, I'm not 100% going to put this all on the defense. I'm going to put a lot of it on the defense, don't get me wrong. But still, at the end of the day, we just look at Kirk Cousins' stats, and they're always great, but they always end in very, very disappointing, mediocre seasons, folks. I mean, nothing great. So, Vikings, they just need to establish an identity offensively. We just don't know about this team, folks. I mean, there is nothing good, nothing that screams, hey, buy into this team offensively. 0%. I can't. So they got to establish an identity, something that we can truly sink our teeth into. And when we look at it, we're like, oh, yes, that is this Vikings. This is a good, solid Vikings team right here. We've got to see something come out of training camp. And then, obviously, the defense. This got to be in all caps. The defense must be 100%, 1,000,000%. I don't know how many zeros that is, but we got a lot of zeros. Must be, I think that's like 10,000,000% better. So, we'll see, folks. We'll see if Kirk Cousins can still do his thing in the stats column. We'll see if Dalvin Cook can still do his thing in the stats column. We'll see if Justin Jefferson year 2 leap is there, which it probably will be. And we'll see if the defense can get right back to solid. I mean, folks, geez, how many? I want to see. Let's go back to their defense real quick. Their season defense. I want to see what they gave up in points defensively. What do we got? Points. Takeaways first. What is this? Fumbles lost. Points scored by team. All right, here we go. The Vikings gave up 475 points. That's second worst. The Jaguars. Oh, no. The Jaguars and the Lions gave up more. The Jaguars, the Raiders, and the Lions gave up more. The Lions with the most at 519. The average was 396. The Vikings almost did 100 points, 100 more points than the average, and we know that's absolutely a lot. So, yeah, that defense definitely needs to do something real urgent. So, we'll see what the Vikings can do, but I'm not going to buy into it, folks, until I see it, and I'm going to have to see it real early and often. All right, the last team in the NFC North, the Detroit Lions. Well, talk about a team that doesn't really have any real bar to reach this season, win a game, and I'll give them credit for it, honestly. The biggest thing is Dan Campbell. Can Dan Campbell coach? Probably not. Everything we've been hearing, the helmet, the wipe your own butt, I'm not carrying around your toilet paper. It's just nothing. This is nothing to us. Like, this does not get us going. We do not respect him by him saying this. It's all basic, general, pee-wee football level things because he is a first-time head coach in this league, always a tight ends coach. Now, he was the assistant head coach for the Saints last season, but I mean, when you have Sean Payton and Drew Brees, who is listening to Dan Campbell? Nobody's listening. And it's not, I'm not trying to disrespect Dan Campbell. Not everybody is a head coach in this league. I don't even think I'd be a good head coach. I think I'd be a good assistant. I think I could be a good defensive coach, but I don't think my coaching style would be what it needs to run an entire team. It's just how it is, folks. It's just not everybody is cut out for the head coaching spot. The man of the man to run everything. Don't think Dan Campbell's the guy. I don't. Everything that we see, it's like, yeah, we don't love that. We don't love that at all. Like I said, to bring the energy, to create your own momentum, you definitely 100% need a guy like Dan Campbell on the sideline. You 100% need a Dan Campbell-esque type of coach. Robert Saleh, Dan Campbell, they're the same guy. Love it. Once again, we'll see what Robert Saleh can do, but I'm kind of loving how Robert Saleh is kind of adjusting to the head coaching style than just kind of, meathead kind of, hey, you better wipe your own butt because I'm not wiping anybody's butt out here. It's like, okay, we're grown men. Like, that's not going to get us, hey, this guy's the real deal. He's not going to wipe my butt. I'm going to buy in. Oh, man, I got to be on my stuff. He's not going to wipe my butt for me. It's like, you're talking about 30-year-olds, folks. It's like, what are we doing here? Like I said, Pee-wee football, that's a hit. That line is a hit in Pee-wee football, folks. First year football, flag football, getting kids acclimated to the game. You whip out that line of, hey, this is a grown men game. I'm not carrying around your toilet paper. You're going to wipe your own butts here. I'm not wiping your butt. And all the kids laugh, and they love it, and they buy into that. Because that's just kind of, base level thinking, base level kind of buying into base level coaching style. It's not head coach material in the NFL, National Football League, the highest level of competitive football that there is in the world. It's not it. Not close. So, Dan Campbell, can he coach? Also, Jared Goff, can he play quarterback? We don't know. We don't know. Sean McVay's, touted as an offensive genius, an offensive guru. And we know what happens when you throw around offensive guru around. Adam Gase, quarterback guru, offense guru. That was a fraud. That was a big old fraud right there. That's a big old lie fraud. Garbage narrative. Whoever came up with that, you should be ashamed of yourself. Whoever called Adam Gase the original quarterback guru. I'm gonna take a quick sidetrack here. I'm gonna see if I can get a name. I need somebody to be held accountable for this. Adam Gase, Adam Gase, quarterback guru. I need somebody to pay. Here we go. 2019. Let's see. Anybody call him a quarterback guru here? All right, this is a Jets form. I don't think they're going to be calling him that. I want something. Oh, here we go. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Here we go. This could be it. We could get a name here. Here's why quarterback whisperer Adam Gase is excited about Ryan Tannehill. Who called him the quarterback whisperer? Pete Prisco? You should be ashamed of yourself. Ashamed of yourself for calling this man that. What are you talking about? Oh, my goodness. Oh, man. This is the quarterback whisperer at work. This is the man's own words right here. The quarterback whisperer at work. Gase has earned quite a reputation working with quarterbacks. Yes, he's worked with quarterbacks. He worked with Peyton Manning. And they decided to give this man credit for everything Peyton Manning did. Okay. Of course you're going to work with quarterbacks if you're in the NFL. Jeez. Anybody else that we have to call out here? I'm looking for articles back in like 2016. Let me go back to this one, man. What was it? Pete Prisco? I think I forgot the name. I'm not gonna forget this name. I gotta go back real quick. Here we go. Pete Prisco. Here we go. We got your picture. We got your picture and your name, Petey. Ashamed of yourself, you should be. You understand me? Ashamed. Ashamed of yourself. Jeez. Can't believe you said that. All right, let's see if we can find one more. Hang on. I want to get quarterback guru. I want that one because that one's a little bit worse than quarterback whisperer. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to find one, but I'll find more. I'll find more and I'll put them on my Twitter and I'll have it for the public to see for a public shaming. All right. Oh, hey. Oh. Eagles coaching candidate profile. All right, who's this one? Bleeding Green Nation about the Eagles. Are you getting excited about this man? Summary. Adam Gase is a hot commodity among teams that are in need of a head coaching job. Back in 2016, man, oh man, the future does not prove the past, folks. I'll tell you that. Man, oh man. Eagles are lucky that he didn't go there. I had to endure that man for a couple of years. How trash. Hated every minute of it. All right, but back to the Lions here. So, can Dan Campbell coach? Jared Goff, can he play quarterback? Because those two things are, uncertain. Truly uncertain. Jared Goff, obviously, he got to the Super Bowl and floundered big time. Sean McVay believes that Jared Goff just can't get it done in this league. That's why he actively moved off of him. Sean McVay inherited Jared Goff. He did not choose him. And when he had the choice to move off of him for Matt Stafford, he took that chance in a split second. He didn't even have to think about it. So we still have to see if Jared Goff can play quarterback. We still don't know that. And then I want to see, can DeAndre Swift be like week one DeAndre Swift or week kind of, late in the season DeAndre Swift? Because we all remember the infamous play where this season where he had a chance to kind of win the game, but he dropped a wide open pass like in the red zone. And he just dropped it, and I think they ended up losing the game. So DeAndre Swift, real kind of trash, but he was a rookie last season. So DeAndre Swift, year 2. Let's see how he's looking. Let's see, is he going to kind of be a top 5? Can he be a top 5 running back in this league? He'll have all the kind of, he should have all the carries to at least try to be, because, Dan Campbell, you shouldn't be heavily relying on Jared Goff to score the football, to be passing the football for the majority of the time, try to run the ball a lot more, slow down the game, eat up a lot of clock, control the game overall, and let's see if DeAndre Swift is a running back that is capable of doing that. What else do we get here? Let's bring up the Lions depth chart. Obviously, they lose Kenny Golladay, so that's going to be definitely hurting them this season, losing your kind of best wide receiver that you had. So they're getting Brashad Perryman. What is he going into, his second year? Oh, no, he's been in the league a while. Okay. Nothing great. What's his best year? 640 yards. That's not an A1 wide receiver. Tyrell Williams, what do we got going on with him? What did he do last season? 651 yards last year, but was he with the Raiders? He wasn't even here? Yeah, he was with the Raiders. So once again, another new wide receiver here for this team. So it's like, yeah, this one's going to be tough. They do have TJ Hawkinson, who's solid. What did he do last year? He was a part of Tight End University. He has 723 yards. He's 6'5". He's checking all the boxes. So we can definitely buy into the tight end. But overall, offensively, this is going to be real tough for this Lions team. So that's basically what we got to watch for this Lions team, folks. Dan Campbell, can he coach? Jared Goff, can he play quarterback? And do we see a nice DeAndre Swift year 2? Because he did get good at the end of the season. Let me bring up his stats real quick. His overall season stats. We can get these up real quick. He struggled in the first half of the season, no doubt about that, no doubt. Only started 4 games. He put up 521 yards. Let's go to his game logs. When did he start? Yeah, he started the last 3 games of the year. Once again, getting it underneath him a little bit. His last couple of games here, a 67-yard performance, 45, and a 54. So overall, not bad. Like we said, in the beginning of the season, 8 yards game 1, 12 yards game 2, 0 yards game 3, 22 yards game 4. And once again, just not getting it done. He had a nice 116-yard game, but then he went back right down to 27 yards. So once again, just nothing great. He does decently catch the ball out of the backfield. He had 357 yards throughout the season, so he does show the ability to be a solid dual threat running back in the backfield. So we'll see if he keeps it up, and we'll see if he can kind of make that solid year 2 leap. Getting his traction, getting the starts at the end of the season should prime him for a week 1 breakout success if he's going to be good. So we'll see that. Alrighty, so those are our narratives for the NFC North, folks. Packers, Aaron Rodgers, when's he going to show up? How's the attitude looking? What is Matt LaFleur going to do? Bears, Justin Fields, when does he win the starting job? Matt Nagy, is he handling the stress of a do-or-die season? And do the Bears go out and get a free agent wide receiver? The Vikings, they got to establish themselves. Show me something that y'all do great and we can buy into it, or we can start to buy into it as the season starts. And then the defense, folks, I mean, it's just got to be good. And I mean, if it's slightly better than what it was last season, they probably win the Super Bowl. maybe. And then the Lions, Dan Campbell, can he coach? Jared Goff, can he play quarterback? And DeAndre Swift, year 2? You got it in you? Let's see. All right, we still got time in the show, so let's head over to another division here. Got to try to do these last 4 divisions by Tuesday, folks. Time is against us. So let's head over to the AFC South now and start talking about some narratives that we are going to be watching from the AFC South teams, Titans, Colts, Texans, Jags, as we head into training camp. Alrighty, so here we go. Let's start here with the Titans. Alrighty. Julio Jones, obviously, how is he fitting in? We know he's going to fit in fine. We're really not worried about it, but it's a big story. It's probably the biggest trade that happened this offseason. So obviously we're going to kind of keep close tabs. Obviously, we've got more important things, more pressing matters that we need to kind of watch for. But we'll throw Julio Jones in here. Julio Jones, how's he acclimating? And we've been hearing, everything we've been hearing is great, folks. I mean, he's coming and filling in. He said himself, hey, I'm not trying to take over the job. I'll fit in as the number 2. If A.J. Brown still wants the number 1, he can keep number 11. I don't need it. I'm not worried about it. I'm here to win, and that's it. And for that, we respect the hell out of that, though. So, Julio Jones, how is he acclimating to the Titans? It seems like it's great so far. We're not really worried about it. Derrick Henry, once again, we're not worried about the man. The man's going to be fantastic. And really, it's just going to be the defense. Because they did kind of retool the defense a little bit. They got rid of Malcolm Butler. They brought in a new corner. Let me see who they brought in. Get their depth chart up. And also want to see what they did in the draft. Get a refresher on that. So the Titans, here we go. Defensively, they got Caleb Farley and Amari Janoris Jenkins for their corners. Kevin Byard and Amani Hooker as their safeties. What do we got? Rashad Evans. Oh, they got Bud Dupree. That was kind of another solid pickup from the Steelers. But once again, he did just get something happened to this man. I think he's going to be out for a little bit. What do we got here? Let's go to news. What happened with Bud Dupree? I thought something like an injury, like setback. Let's get this up. Bud Dupree. What do we got news-wise? Tennessee Titans placed rookie cornerback. Oh, no, that's Caleb Farley. Bud Dupree. Oh, he's okay. So he's on the physically unable to perform list. That's what it was. Bud Dupree, which definitely isn't great. Obviously, we want you on the field as soon as possible. ASAP. Let's turn this off so we can actually get to the site. Jeez Louise. you have an ad blocker on and they treat you like you're Hitler out here. Nope, you're not coming in here. Not with that ad blocker. And now I got everything playing out here. Now I got freaking 12 videos playing. Jeez. All right, but here we go. Tennessee placed edge rusher Bud Dupree on physically unable to perform list and first-round corners Caleb Farley on the non-football injury list. Both moves stem from previous injuries. Dupree tore his ACL with the Steelers last December. He hasn't laid out a clear timetable for his return, recently noting it's not his decision. So that's never great. We really need him here. This definite Titans defense definitely needs him here. And then, Caleb Farley, we'll see what he can do. Hopefully he's good to go. Where do we have him ranked on our cornerback big board going into this year? We have him number 3. We have him under Patrick Surtain and J.C. Horn, and then we have Caleb Farley number 3, ahead of Asante Samuel and Greg Newsome. So we'll see how he pans out for this Titans team. But it's really just going to be the Titans team that kind of makes or breaks, or the Titans defense that makes or breaks this team. This offense should be real solid. They do have a new offensive coordinator since they lost their offensive coordinator to now the new head coach of the Falcons. So let's get this Titans offensive coordinator up here. Let's see what he's been doing. Todd Downing. Let's see what he does. Todd Downing. Coaching history. Let's see what he's been doing. Can we trust him? Because that's going to be a narrative to watch for. This Titans offense has been real solid. Ryan Tannehill has been playing like an above-average game manager. The yards have been a little bit low, but the overall production, he's just being the game manager like he needs to be. Derrick Henry being the kind of main workhorse running back that's getting them into the great field positions for the touchdowns, for the field goals, for the points just in general. So we got to see Todd Downing. How does he run the offense? And can he keep Tannehill an above average game manager? I want to say not really level, but that's just kind of the zone that he is when we rank quarterbacks above average game managers. That's not a knock. That's actually a solid thing to be in this league. You're not, a Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers who can go out and like single-handedly win you the football game by just pure passing. Ryan Tannehill relying on great weapons, relying on Derrick Henry, the best rusher in the NFL, and the best rusher to ever grace the field. I've got no problem saying that. But above average game managers, there's really 2 of them in this league, Ryan Tannehill and Baker Mayfield. They're not, we just saw Ryan Tannehill struggle in the AFC Championship game, 2 years ago. He's not going to get it done purely passing. You need an elite run game to really help him out. Now, he can do it on the run. He's got, great kind of a dual threat game. He throws on the run very well. I compare him throwing on the run to Russell Wilson. I think it's really kind of similar in that aspect. So we're not knocking Ryan Tannehill at that, but we're just saying, how does this new offensive coordinator handle it? How does he handle Ryan Tannehill? How does he handle, distributing the ball between all the playmakers? How does he handle Derrick Henry? So we're going to kind of have to watch that. But let's go back to his coaching history here. Todd Downing. What do we got? All right. So started with the Vikings in 2003 as football system analyst. For 2 years he did that. And then he got upgraded to offensive quality control for the Vikings. Then he went to the Rams and was a defense special team assistant. All right, a little interesting. He did that for 2 seasons with the Rams, then got upgraded to defensive quality control. And then he went to the Lions. And then he's like, no, I saw the offense, I saw the defense, and I like the offense better because he was the offensive quality control for the Lions year 1, assistant quarterbacks coach year 2, and then the quarterbacks coach for the next 3 years with the Lions. Then he goes to the Bills and was the quarterbacks coach for the Bills in 2014. Then he was the quarterbacks coach for the Raiders 2015, 2016. Then he went to the Raiders for the offensive coordinator job for only 1 year. And then he went back to the Vikings for an offensive assistant job. So let's see what happened with his Raiders team in 2017 where he was the offensive coordinator. This was the job, but he only did it for 1 season. So did something not good happen here? What do we got? They went 6-10. Let's see. Let's go here. Let's see. Where can I go? Looking for a tab. Here we go. Can I break I want to break down the... I want to go to his season. I want to go to this 2017 year. I want to see what this offense did. Well, let's see what the starters did. Let's do this first, and then we'll see what the overall team did in comparison. So Derek Carr threw for 3,400 yards, 13 picks. Okay, 3,400, very light there. They had Marshawn Lynch, and he only had 891 yards. Okay, little light. So that's not great. Derek Carr with a great running back. Ryan Tannehill with a great running back. Not really getting it done. They went 6-10. Man. So let me see if I can get to the 2017 NFL season. NFL season. Here we go. I want to see what the offense did for the Raiders and where they stacked up. So here we go. The Raiders 2017. They ranked. My God, 23rd. Jeez. They put up 5,000 yards. That was 300 less yards, unfortunately. 200 less yards than the average. Passing, they put up 3,600 yards. That was 100 yards above the average, so not terrible. Rushing, they put up 1,500 yards. That was 200 yards below the average. And they scored 301 points, and the average was 347. So a little on the light side offensively. And then we'll see Todd Downing go to an offensive assistant for the Vikings the year after that. Then he goes to the tight ends coach for the Titans for 2 seasons, and now here we are with him being an offensive coordinator. So we have our doubts on Todd Downing, folks. That's not good. What I just saw was not good. So... Yeah. Okay. You had Derek Carr and Marshawn Lynch, folks. I mean, kind of the same. Ryan Tannehill, Derrick Henry. Real great, solid weapons right there. So Todd Downing, he's going to have to get it done here. Bar is set. And that's really what we have to watch out for this Titans team. Let's go to their draft real quick. Do they have any offensive pieces that they picked up? Here we go. And we're talking about the Titans. Tennessee. All right, Caleb Farley, obviously, hopefully he's good to go. Like we just said, he's kind of on the non-football injury list. So hopefully he's good to go. But then they just got a wide receiver in the 6th round, Racey McMath. Racey McMath? Okay. He's 6'3". I love it, so we'll see if he can emerge. But that's really what we got to see. Julio Jones acclimating, and Todd Downing, the new offense coordinator. Can he get it done? We're really solid with the other weapons. We've got no problem. All right. Let's. Well, let me also put the defense. Defense still has to be solid. We'll leave it at that. Okay, next team in the AFC South, the Colts. Oh, boy, we got high expectations for this Colts team. They are our preseason Super Bowl champions. We think they have a good shot at going 17-0, and we said what we just said, folks. So, what do we got to see from the Colts? Obviously, Carson Wentz has to stay healthy. We cannot see any tweaks, jabs, hindering sins. He can't be hobbled at all is what I'm trying to get here, folks. Carson Wentz has to stay 100% healthy. Do not want to see any even, let me quote it here, small tweaks. That's what I don't want to hear. 2 days coming out of practice, there's a headline, Carson Wentz, small tweak of his ankle, or small tweak in his hamstring, or small tweak in his throwing arm, small tweak in his non-throwing arm. We don't want to hear anything like that, because that's just going to give credit to you being injured at some point again this season, at some point in the regular season, because that's the only knock that we have on Carson Wentz. Everything else is fine. I'm loving everything else I've been seeing from Carson Wentz. The leadership It's a little in question, but it's in question because of the Philadelphia overall locker room. They never really bought into Carson Wentz because he couldn't stay healthy and not really reliable. And when you're talking about the captain of your team, the quarterback, the face of the franchise, if he's not out there consistently, reliably, nobody's going to buy into you. They're like, okay, why am I taking your word when you're not even going to be out there on the field with us? So Nick Foles, what do you got? Yeah, that's good. I like what Nick Foles said. I'm going with what Nick Foles is saying. Here we go. Look at this. Look at how trash this is. See, I turn off my ad block and then this video wants to start playing in the browser that we haven't been on for the last 10 minutes, and it wants to kind of, hey, look at me. I got noise going on over here. See what happens? Never turn off your ad blocker ever. Just don't go to the site, folks. Damn. Back to the Colts. Got to see Carson Wentz stay 100% healthy. I do not want to see even one small tweak to any part of his body. The smallest part, the pinky, the thumb, the pinky toe, what other small members he has on his body. I don't want nothing getting injured by Carson Wentz. And I'm going to say, put this one up here. Michael Pittman Jr. This man has been absolutely fantastic, sleeping truly under the radar, but I want to see him emerge as a huge, aggressive, tier 2 wide receiver in this league. The kind of second option. Obviously, they still got T.Y. Hilton, so Michael Pittman's probably never going to be the number 1 on this team, but I want to see him be such an explosive number 2 that they basically have 2 number 1s on their team. So Michael Pittman Jr., can he be an explosive, true A1 tier 2 wide receiver? A1 tier 2 wide receiver in this league. Obviously, A1 tier 2 is the best of the tier 2s. So basically, you put an A1 tier 2 wide receiver, they're basically a tier 1 wide receiver, just not an A1 tier 1 wide receiver. So that's what we are expecting. We're expecting big things from Michael Pittman Jr. Can Frank Reich re-coach this man? They have history together. And another thing I want to watch for offensively here for this Colts team, how do the Colts handle their great running back depth? Because I kind of want to see it running back by committee, what the Ravens did last season where they were rotating all 3 in. I want to see all 3 get great rotational carries. Obviously, Jonathan Taylor could do it all himself. He absolutely could do it all himself, but I'm a big fan of Marlon Mack. I'm a big fan of Nyheim Hines. I think they can all run. I think they can all catch out of the backfield as well, folks. This Colts running back roster, this Colts running back room is absolutely magnificent, folks. Absolutely magnificent. Let me just bring up all those. I just got to look at them all, folks. We just got to look at them all real quick. Let's start with Jonathan Taylor. NFL, I don't watch your stats. I never go to NFL.com for stats. I don't know why they just brought up college stats. And now we have to go 3 links down for, here we go. All right, Jonathan Taylor, 1,100 yards last season. And then he also caught for 300 yards. So once again, just very solid there. Nice addition in the passing game as well as the running game. So Jonathan Taylor is absolutely fantastic. We know this. Marlon Mack now. Let's get his stats up. Here we go. Marlon Mack. He was injured last season, so he didn't really play, but he's still great, folks. He rushed for 1,000 yards in 2019, was getting better every single year. He's going into his 5th year this season. We still believe in Marlon Mack, and we still believe he can get it done. Catching the ball, not as good. His best season was 225 yards, so Jonathan Taylor a little bit better. But let's look at Nyheim Hines, the forgotten one. The forgotten Colts running back out here. Yes, they have 3 deep, folks. Alrighty, last year, 380 yards and 482 yards receiving. So once again, he put up 800 yards. You get all these 3 in together. They can all rush the ball. They can pretty much all catch the ball as well. Keep them fresh. Keep them rotated. Everything by committee. There is no kind of big superstar on this team. T.Y. Hilton, he's a real solid wide receiver, but he's never been, top 3. Has he ever been top 3 in this league, folks? And I'm not trying to knock him. I'm just saying, has he ever been top 3? Carson Wentz, good quarterback, real solid quarterback, always injured. He's never been top 3, absolutely not. Running back, Jonathan Taylor, he's real solid, don't get us wrong, but is he top 3? Derrick Henry, Dalvin Cook, Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley, a little bit better. I don't know if I could put Jonathan Taylor, top 3. He's only been in the league 1 year, so it's like, what are we doing? But nobody is kind of, hey, I'm Tom Brady. I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna lead us to the promised land. No. They're all solid players in that they're in their position. Get them the help them, have them all just kind of rely and play off of each other, and let's have a great just team overall. This Colts overall team, it's just a great team, folks, overall. So. Colts, man, I want to see them use their running backs like the Ravens did last season, folks. Everybody getting carries, everybody getting it done. Mark Ingram, J.K. Dobbins, and I'm blanking on the other Raven. I believe he's still there. We know that Mark Ingram has left. J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, they all just truly got it done last year, and I want to see the Colts do the same exact thing that they did. All right, next team up here, the Houston Texans. Jeez Louise. I don't even know what to say about this team, folks. I don't even know. Is Deshaun Watson going to jail? I mean, that's really it. That's really what this season's going to hang on. If they have Deshaun Watson, they may be able to win a couple of games just because he's that talented. He can single-handedly lead this team to wins. He is one of those great elite quarterbacks that, hey, defense is trash. I don't care. I don't care about y'all. I'm on the field now. I'm scoring. Y'all can try to stop them from scoring, but whatever we do offensively, we're scoring. So we're just going to have to try to outscore them. So is Deshaun Watson going to jail? That's the big one. Can he stay on the field? Because he's going to be playing there. They're not going to trade him. What do they even have as weapons anymore? I know they had big wide receivers last season, but I think they got rid of some of them. They got Brandon Cooks and Randall Cobb. That's still real solid. I love that. They got David Johnson and Philip. Okay, and they got 3 good running backs here. David Johnson, Philip Lindsay, and Mark Ingram. Oh, running back by committee with the Texans too. Big fan of Philip Lindsay. The Broncos should have kept Philip Lindsay over Melvin Gordon. I don't know what they were thinking. How do you give up back-to-back 1,000-yard rushers when Melvin Gordon's never rushed for 1,000 yards in his career? What is that? What is that about? David Johnson's great. Was it really utilized to the fullest extent last season with the Cardinals? I don't think he broke 1,000 yards. Yeah, 691. I thought it was real kind of lame that the Cardinals didn't use this man or the Houston Texans didn't use this man very well last season. Also his career in Carolina. But Carolina's got or had Kenyon Drake. They didn't really use him to the best of his ability. But I do believe he had 1,000 yards, so solid there. All right. Yeah, so this Texans team, man, they've got pieces. This is good. They just got Anthony Miller, obviously, from that trade. Keke Coutee, that man ruined a game. Deshaun Watson fumbled on the goal line. Keke Coutee fumbled on the goal line 2 different games, back-to-back weeks. Real bad there, and they ended up losing both of them. So they still got an offense that this is a winnable offense, folks, 100%. 2 great wide receivers, Randall Cobb, Brandon Cooks, 3 great running backs, an elite quarterback. Jordan Akins, tight end. What do we got here? I believe he did go to tight end university, so I think we can buy him up a little bit more. He is 6'4" as well. Let's get up our tight end university list. Tight end university list. Absolutely love this. We check this every single day, folks. If you're a tight end and got invited to tight end university, we buy you even more instantly. That's all that needs to be said. You went around, you were with the greatest tight ends in the league, picking their brain, learning from them, getting better. Absolutely. I'll buy y'all 100% now. So let's see. Was Jordan Akins invited to tight end university? Here we go. Jonnu Smith, Ebron, Hawkinson, Njoku, Kyle Pitts, Ethan Wolf, O.J. Howard, Evan Ingram, Hunter Henry, Blake Bell, Kyle Rudolph, Logan Thomas, Dawson Knox, Dallas Goedert, tight end Irv Smith Jr., Tyler Higbee, Chris Herndon, Austin Hooper. Where is this man at? Hayden Hurst. Where is this man at? Anthony Fursker. Where is he at? Dominic Daphne. Will Dissly. Alex Ellis. Luke Stalker, Eli Wolf. This isn't good. Did he not get invited to Tight End University? Oh, that's a knock on Jordan Aiken, baby. We can't buy him. He's not a good tight end, folks. This is how you know who the good tight ends are, if they were on this list. So that's not good. Tight end's going to have to be a little bit better without learning from the best. It's going to be hard to do. So that's not great. But overall, offensively, they got it all besides the tight end. Defensively, what are we working with here defensively? Malik Collins, Whitney Merciless, Zach Cunningham, Eric Murray, Justin Reed, and Terrence Mitchell. What did Terrence Mitchell do last year? No interceptions. He had 3 forced fumbles. That's real solid. 13 pass defenses. That's real solid as well. Not terrible. Let's bring him up. We got, this is such a good website right here. Love this website. Playerprofile.com, folks. You can go to any corner and see what they did against their matchup in the game last season. You can only go 1 year back, which is a little unfortunate, but hey, we can see what he did last year. So let's look up Terrence Mitchell. Can we buy this man? Is he shutting down the elite talent? Let's see. Terrence Mitchell, where art thou? Where art thou? Terrence. Did I spell it right? T-E-R-A-A. T-E-R-R-A-E. All right, let's try this again. Terrence Mitchell. There he is. All right, here we go. Terrence Mitchell. Can we buy this man? He's only 5'11", not the greatest, but here we go. Against some good talent here. A.J. Green, 3 of 10 for 36 yards, 2 pass breakups. That's solid work right there. Terry McLaurin, 4 of 7 for 73 yards. That's a burn. Amari Cooper, 13 of 15 for 159 yards. Big old burn right there against one of the best in the game. A.J. Green, again, 4 of 5 for 49 yards. Nelson Aguilar, 4 of 5 for 27 yards. That's a solid. But once again, Nelson Aguilar is not anything good in this league. James Washington, 5 of 8 for 120 yards. That's a big old burn. Gosh dang. Will Fuller, 5 of 6 for 34 yards. That's a good lockup. A.J. Brown, 5 of 8 for 99 yards. But he had a pick as well, so not bad overall, but he did give up a big amount of yards. Sterling Shepard, 1 of 3 for 10 yards. That's good. Marquise Brown, 3 of 5 for 63 yards. A little bit of a burn there. So he's not really guarding very well out there. Against tier 2s, he's a little iffy, and against tier 1s, he's getting his ass beat every single time. So the defense for the Texans is really going to have to step it up because the offense is fine. So the defense is going to have to be solid. Just solid. We don't need this to be like an A1 tier 1 shutdown defense because we know the offense can carry. Because the offense should be able to carry. All right. And then before we move off of the Texans, I just kind of want to quickly see what they did last year defensively, see where they were statistically and all that. So let's bring this up very quickly, and then we'll move on to the last team in the AFC South. All right, so 2020, here we go. What are we looking for? We're looking for the Texans, Houston Texans. Where art thou? Where art thou? Oh, this is the offense. Where were they offensively ranked? Let's get that up real quickly. Wow, they were 27th. Real interesting. They had 6,600 yards, which is well above the average of 5,700. Very well done. Oh, this is defense. That's not good then. Yeah, okay. They gave up 6,600 yards. That's basically the most given up. The most given up was 6,700 by the Lions. So this Texans defense was absolutely trash, giving up so many yards. Gave up 4,000 passing yards. That's 300 above the average. They gave up 2,500 rushing yards. That's 600 above the average. Holy moly, absolutely trash. Yeah, this Texans defense was absolutely trash last season. And they didn't really do anything to fix that. What do they do draft-wise? Where are we at draft-wise for this Houston Texans team? Yeah, they didn't even have a first 2-round pick, folks. They traded them away. They got trash. And then they went with quarterback and a wide receiver and a tight end. They completely ignored the defense. How crazy. Wow, yeah, this team is absolutely dumpster. Absolutely dumpster. All right. Let's see if we can leave on a good note here. Let's look at the Houston Texans offense. It could be top 10 offense in the league. Let's see what it was last year. Obviously, it didn't translate to wins because that defense was so trash. But here we go. Houston Texans offense. Where are they looking like? Oh, okay. A little lower than I thought. Number 18. They put up 6,000 yards, 384 points, which is slightly below the average of 394, unfortunately. So I guess it's not bad. They put up 4,500 yards passing. That was very good. That was well above the average. Rushing, they put up 1,400 yards, which was well below the average. So obviously we know Deshaun Watson can carry the team. All right. Last team in the AFC South here to talk about. What are we looking for? We're looking for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Well, oh my goodness. I don't want to talk about this team, folks. They have he who shall not be named. Here we go, folks. Jacksonville Jaguars. How quickly does Tim Tebow get cut? Hopefully sooner rather than later. I mean, folks, can we just talk about how ridiculous that is? That they signed Tim Tebow, that they have this man that he's actively trying to be on an NFL roster. Can we just talk about how absurd that is and how disrespectful that is? Because it still upsets me, folks. It still sickens me that Tim Tebow is on a team right now and looking like he'll probably make it. He'll probably make the final roster. Disgusting. He didn't get invited to quarterback or tight end university because nobody respects him. I don't respect him. And because I don't respect him, I just lost respect for Urban Meyer. So how does Urban Meyer fit in? How is Urban Meyer looking? Can he coach? I doubt it. The man doesn't even know the rules. He lost his OTAs next season because I forgot what rule he broke, but it was something of not knowing the practice rules on when to kind of go full contact or how many players or something along those lines. It was something. But he broke the rules, and now he doesn't have the OTAs next season. That's his punishment because he's so trash and he doesn't even know the rules of the game. So that's it. Trevor Lawrence, I'm sure, is going to be great. Travis Etienne, I'm sure, is going to be real, real good. Everything else is going to be a moot point because Tim Tebow's in the locker room frustrating everybody because he shouldn't be there. I'm telling y'all, nobody respects this man. If you truly get the 100% honest truth out of players, not just the kind of the media boilerplate kind of responses, they would already tell you, we do not respect Tim Tebow. Nobody does. I can guarantee it. 99% don't. Yes, there's one outlier. I think Darren Waller said he wanted to go and work with him. Somebody, which just upset us even more. But 99% of players would honestly say we don't respect this man. That's why he didn't get invited to tight end university. I mean, Travis Kelce and George Kittle could have taken the easy way out. If they invited Tim Tebow to tight end university would be plastered all over the media. All over the media. Everybody would be talking about it, and the tight ends, everybody would just start paying tight ends for no reason. Just because they invited the media darling, the media star, Tim Tebow. But they didn't do that because they have morals and they have respect for themselves of not inviting him. Trash. He's trash, folks. He's 6'2". The shortest tight end in the league is 6'2". Is he going to be able to compete with Darren Waller 6'6", Kyle Pitts 6'6", Travis Kelce 6'5", George Kittle 6'4", great route running ability? The man couldn't even be his best at his own position. How do you work your entire life to be a quarterback and then still trash at that? And think you can work as a tight end? I don't love it. I hate it. I don't buy it. I sell it 1,000,000,000%, and I lost all respect for Urban Meyer in the process. And that's the only thing I care about in Jacksonville. Tim Tebow getting off the team. That's all I want to see, is Tim Tebow not be on a football team. So, how quickly does Tim Tebow get cut? Gotta be day one. Soon as he shows up, hopefully everybody has come to their senses and just been like, I honestly don't know why we did this. You're gone. I don't know why you're still why are you still here? Why are you still showing up? You thought we were serious about you? No, leave, please. Take your things and leave. We don't want to see you ever again. So I don't care about Trevor Lawrence. I don't care about Travis Etienne. I don't care about DJ Chark. I don't care about anybody else that they have on their team. Tim Tebow needs to go, and then I'll start buying the team. Urban Meyer needs to come to his senses, and then maybe I can buy into Urban Meyer a little bit. So that's our narratives for the AFC South. Titans, Julio Jones, can he get acclimated to the Titans? Todd Downing, can he run an offense as good as Arthur Smith did the last 2 years? Can he keep Ryan Tannehill at an above-average game manager pace? Hopefully he doesn't shallow down the offense at all, the running game at all. Get Derrick Henry to 2,200 yards rushing, please. And then the defense still has to be solid. For the Colts, Carson Wentz has to stay 1,000,000% healthy, folks. No tweaks, no bumps, no bruises, no scrapes, no scratches, nothing. 100% healthy, clean as a whistle. What else we got? Michael Pittman Jr., can he be an explosive A1 Tier 2 wide receiver in this league? How do the Colts handle the great running back depth? And I want to see all three in rotation. Texans, is Deshaun Watson going to jail? Is the defense going to have to be, the defense is going to have to be solid, just solid, because the offense should be able to carry them. And then Jacksonville, how quickly does Tim Tebow get cut? And hopefully sooner rather than later. And then Urban Meyer, can he coach? Because everything that we've just seen, he's running a circus over there. And I do not get behind circuses. I have never been to a circus, and I will not support the circuses. Ringling Brothers are a shame to this country, and I will not support that. And Tim Tebow is the Ringling brother of the NFL, and I will not respect it. Alrighty, folks, that's going to do it for us today. We're back tomorrow, live noon Eastern. We're going to have to finish the last three divisions, the AFC East, AFC North, and the AFC West, getting our training camp narratives down and written, so they're on the record, so we can go over them for the next couple of months, month and a half, about. So we can go over that, keep track of that, and see what teams we are buying come week one. What have we seen? Teams growing, teams improving, teams falling off, teams just falling into oblivion. Not even a thought this year. So we'll see what these teams do. And we'll finish up the narratives tomorrow, getting us ready for Tuesday, baby. Teams open up training camp Tuesday. TTT, Teams Tuesday Training Camp, baby. TT alliteration, triple T's. Y'all know what it is. So, alrighty, folks. That's going to do it for us today. If there is not anything breaking, it's a Sunday. There is nothing breaking. I can guarantee it. So, and can we talk about the Olympics being on, in the morning? What the hell is that? Y'all know we're in America, right? Y'all had the Olympics in Tokyo. Think I'm getting up early to watch Team USA lose? What are we doing? All right. So, Tokyo, get on our time, please. All right. So that's going to do it for us today, folks. We'll see you tomorrow. I better see you tomorrow. Live noon Eastern. We're here every day. Y'all didn't know. Y'all better learn. We're here every day. We've been here for a year. Y'all haven't still learned? What are y'all doing? Y'all still listening to Skip and Shannon? I love them, but they say the same shit every day, folks. All right. So we're out of here. Well, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you tomorrow, folks. Live noon Eastern every day, like always. Like always. We're here every single day. If you have ever wondered if we are here, if we are live, we are here. We are live. So always come down and check us out. We're out of here, folks.